Good morning to you, Veronica. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good.
It's good to have you back on set. All right, today we have an array of issues we'll be looking at. Of course, we'll be looking at the off-cycle elections in Bayelsa, in Kogi, as well as Imo, and also the matter of the NLC strike. In Imo, we hear that there has been some reaction to that. We'll be looking into that aspect as well. And then we'll also be looking at former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele being released on bail. That's where we'll begin this morning. The former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria has been granted bail by an FCT High Court sitting in Maitama. One of the conditions of the bail is that he should be released to his counsel, Matthew Burkaa, who is to produce him in court for arraignment on the 15th of November. Judiciary correspondent Celestina Area has details.
After 151 days in the custody of the federal government security agencies, a High Court of the Federal Capital admitted a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to conditional bail. This is as a result of the fundamental rights enforcement suit filed by the former CBN governor challenging his unlawful detention. The federal government, in opposing the bail application, had told Justice Adeniyi that the former governor of the CBN will be arraigned on 15 November 2023. The AGF, through his counsel, noted that it will be difficult to bring Mr. Emefiele to court if he is released on bail. The EFCC on the part noted that Mr. Emefiele is not being held arbitrarily. When Mr. Emefiele is arraigned on the 15th November, he can apply for bail. The anti-graft agency also noted that Justice Hamza Muazu, who is the presiding judge in the case of alleged illegal procurement of vehicles filed against Mr. Emefiele, had asked that Mr. Emefiele be brought to court on 15th November for arraignment. Mr. Emefiele, in his response through his counsel, noted that the charge being referred to by the AGF was filed in August. This goes to show that the AGF from the federal government has concluded the investigation before filing the charge, which is yet to be served on Mr. Emefiele. Mr. Emefiele confirmed to the open court himself that he has not been served with any charge. Delivering ruling, Justice Adeniyi noted that he has taken cognizance of the facts that Mr. Emefiele is scheduled to appear before Justice Hamza Muazu. He also noted that he recognizes the remand order made by the Chief Magistrate, Chukwuemeka Nweke, despite the order having two conflicting dates. There must be an end to detention without trial. Justice Adeniyi subsequently released Mr. Emefiele on bail to his counsel.
The court has granted bail, and the court has said he should be in court on the 15th. He is going to be in court on the 15th. Our duty is to ensure that he is in court, to advise him to. That's all.
Mr. Emefiele will tentatively be arraigned on 15th November on a 20-count charge of illegal procurement of over 98 vehicles and armored buses to the tune of 9.6 billion naira. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, and Justice Olukale Adeniyi also ruled that there must be an end to the detention without trial, so to speak, because we recall Abdul Rashid Bawa as well was also detained for over 100 days without trial, and he was released to his family's fanfare reception when he was released. But for Godwin Emefiele, we didn't see that, because these are some of the things that people were saying, oh, we didn't see fanfare with regards to his release from his families. But it is obvious that there is a huge sigh of relief from him and his counsel, who, while in court, had to tell the judge that, you know what, let this person breathe, so to speak. And it's good that he's been released, but indeed there has to be an end to detention without trial, because constitutionally, I think it's just 24 hours. If you arrest someone, then you should charge them to court. But that didn't happen. This has gone beyond what is required by law. So perhaps we need to begin to look at that.
That's right. That the current administration says that it will run its government based on rule of law, which is very, very sacrosanct. But we need to start seeing that play out. Since former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele and his deputies were sacked, picked up by the DSS, he tarried there for several days, and then the EFCC picked him up when he felt, he had, gotten some respite. The EFCC picked him up and then, charged him to court. So maybe because the DSS couldn't handle some of the matters that, some of the allegations that were leveled against him, but the EFCC felt, okay, this is a, financial problem, this is an economic problem, so we are the one who see it. But in all, the fact that the court has already, asked him to submit his passport because of the fear of whether he might, he might run, so all of that. So, and there's a lot of things to learn. When you're holding power, when you're in a position of power, it's always good to tread carefully. Even if you do it right, you still see some people, whatever right thing you do, those who are affected by your justice or whatever right thing that you've done, your decisions, they would also want to, get at you. So if you're on the right course, definitely you'll be freed. But if you're not on the right course, there's always a day for reckoning. But I'm not saying this is reckoning for him, because a lot of Nigerians we're not really happy. We saw what happened, during the time where we had, financial crunch. We saw his meddlesomeness in politics, because it's one of the reasons why the National Assembly is saying that if anyone wants to join politics, especially as a CBN governor, you must resign your position to join political affairs, because it's your right, but you can't be sitting on the national treasury, the national money, and still want to run for politics. So we saw all of that, because buying a 100 million naira farm at that time, we all cried out like, this was just too much. And then you had someone who, at the apogee of the Apex Bank, now saying that he's also running for president and all of that. So there's a whole lot of things, a whole lot of messy things that happened. But what we'd like to see at the end of the day is justice, whether justice for Emefiele or justice, the path of Nigerians, or justice, whoever deserves justice to
Bottom line, justice being seen to be done in this matter.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it is about. And I hope, because November the 15th is when he's supposed to return to court.
That's right.
And the EFCC was saying, according to some report, that they were like, it might be difficult for them to bring him to court if he is granted bail, so to speak. That is why they were still keeping him in detention.
Right.
And then his counsel, talking about Emefiele, was saying that they haven't seen the new charge against him. They haven't received that, and that was why the judge went ahead to say, you know what, let there be an end to detention without trial. So we hope to see what happens in the coming days. November the 15th is just next week.
That's right.
And we hope that the court will see it, because we recall that NLC is saying they want to go on strike November the 14th.
That's right.
Across the country and all of that. But what we want to see is justice being seen to be done at the end of the day, either for him or for the Nigerian people, because so much has gone on. We must begin to see the rule of law take its course with matters like this.